What's up, guys? I'm here with another handgun review, this time the P226R German. Now, you might already be wondering, well, aren't there a bunch of P226s that are made in Germany? Yeah, there are, but not a P226R. So I'll get into that in a second. I just wanted to say that this is kind of a review slash talk because there are so many reviews and so many articles that have been done on the P226 that it would be kind of exhausting for me to go into it. You guys can go out and read articles, watch other videos from, people that are way more of an expert on this topic than I am, and there have just been so many reviews on the P226. I won't even get into that. What I did want to show you guys is this handgun in particular because it's a P226R German. It says right there, made in Germany. Now, what's unique about that is that after 2011, Sig Sauer moved production of the P226 completely to the United States. So up until 2011, you would see the Sig Sauer P226 with a German frame and an American slide. You don't see that anymore. Now they're just completely American made. This one is a completely German made P226R. Now, if you know anything about the old West German SIGs and old German SIGs up until the late 90s, they were lacking a rail. They did not have a rail. Now, if you wanted a rail, you would have to get the German frame and American slide SIG or completely American SIG P226. This one is a modern production, German-made Sig Sauer P226. Pretty cool. So let me get into explain the history of this gun. In 2011, Sig Sauer, from what we know, there isn't much information on this gun really, but from what we understand, Sig Sauer had an overrun of a government contract. So they had extra guns they didn't need for a government contract that they had made. So what happened? They shipped them over to the United States. This is how this gun got in the United States in 2011. Now 2011 was a pretty interesting year for Sig Sauer because, as I said, that was the year they were moving production of the P226 completely over to the United States. And it was also one of the, it was when this first came out. This was getting popular, the E2 grips, and Sig Sauer Germany was switching over to the stainless steel slide. I'll get into all that in a second. So anyway, 2011 was an interesting year for Sig Sauer. We had, they moved their production over to the United States, not completely, almost completely, but most of their guns were made in the United States after 2011, and this gun escaped, the P226R German. Now, this gun was listed on Sig Sauer's website as the P226 German, actually up until early 2015. Pretty weird. They kind of left it up there and just called it the P226 German. But it was not a standard production gun. There were only about 1,000 of these that made it to the United States. And this model in particular with the E2 grips, only about 500. So half and half. I'll get into that also in a second, what the other model were, the other 500 were. So pretty cool. They shipped over the extras to the United States and let civilians buy them. And they were on the market for around $850 MSRP, $850. And you could get a completely German-made, triple-proof P226. So there were two models made of the P226 German, or that were released to the United States. One model, the model here, had the E2 grips, standard sights, and a stainless steel slide. Okay, now, as you know, the German-made SIGs were all stamped carbon steel slides. Getting all tongue twisted here. This one is a stainless steel slide. So the other P226 German that they imported was a carbon steel slide with standard grips and night sights. And in the description below, I'm going to list the model numbers there for each one of these, so you can go look them up, Google Images, whatever, and you can see the differences for yourself. Also, a link to the review I did on this gun on my blog. So, pretty unique, because if you wanted a P226R before, as I said, you could not get one. They were only available to the European market. This one, as SIG fanboys will know, triple proof means it was made and assembled in Germany. So right there, that's pretty unique there. So yeah, basically after 2011, the only German SIGs that we can get here in the United States were the Master Shop series. So the Master Shops such as the X5. And some custom orders were also getting out. And obviously the X5 is a P226. It's a P226 X5. But I like to call this the last P226 German, or the last German SIG. Because this is just a standard production P226 that escaped in the United States. And it's pretty cool. So I guess I'll get into a little bit of the review here. Just wanted to say the E2 grips. I've shot a SIG P227 with the E2 grips before, and they're sweet. You know, I think that the standard SIG grips look cooler, personally. That's just me. But the E2 grips are awesome. And really cool to see one come out of the German factory with the E2 grips and the stainless steel slide, as you can see here. It's not stamped carbon steel. One piece. Standard sights right there. There you go. There you go. Get it kind of in focus there. You can kind of see how the sights look right there. Guess I'll safety check this for you guys, since I am moving it around. Unloaded. So yeah, pretty cool gun. Hope I'm not too all over the place for you guys. I just kind of wanted to talk about this piece. It's really accurate. Now, it's been a while since I've shot a P226 American, so I don't really have them to compare. You know, I can't really compare them right now, but it's really accurate, and the P226 is legendary for its accuracy. I will say, as far as the German build quality, it does feel a little bit more boutique, if that makes any sense. As I said in my review of the gun, it's kind of like, it feels just somewhat more handcrafted than the American SIG. I don't know how else to explain it. The slide's a little smoother when you rack the slide. You know, I think there's more attention to detail. That's probably the best way I could describe it. There's just a touch more attention to detail on this one. I feel like the American SIGs, although the American SIGs are perfectly fine, like I said, I'm not going to get into that debate here. I don't know, the build quality on this is outstanding. So once again, it's a 2011 model, outstanding build quality. All SIGs are pretty much outstanding. There was a period in the mid-2000s where people were saying that they were jamming up, complaining about the SIGs. I've never had one from that era, so I couldn't comment on that. Reliability of this, when I took it to the range, functioned flawlessly, you know, shot it a few times out on some BLM land in the indoor range, all types of ammo, prime ammo, Winchester white box, some other random stuff I had laying around. It used it all, it cycled it all perfectly. So no problems there. And it's, as you know, the P226 has a great track record. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys the handgun, talk about it a little, because this is a pretty cool piece, pretty unique if you're into Sig Sauers, and it's pretty much a part of handgun history now, or gun history in general, because Sig Sauer has now moved all their production to the United States for the American market. You know, these don't really escape into the United States. As I said, the only ones that escaped into the United States with the rail was in 2011. The stainless steel model, this one, and the other model with the stamped carbon steel slide. And another thing I didn't mention was that the stamped carbon steel slide model of the P226R was the last stamped carbon steel slide model to make in the United States, because that was the last year they made stamped carbon steel slides. So again, like I said, 2011 was a pretty unique year for Sig Sauer. They even in Europe, they now have the equipment to make the milled stainless steel slides, and all their handguns have the milled stainless steel slide now. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. You can check out the review on my website, groupcoalition.com. And as always, have a good day. Cheers.